Alright, what is going on, peeps? It's your boy, Sir Nistro, commander of the Robotnik Unit. In this one, I wanted to explore what I think Sonic's 30th anniversary game should be. I'm gonna base my ideas off of what I've seen in interviews and what I've heard around the community, and also what I want personally myself. This is what I think the shoes that Sonic 2022 has to fill. One of the most important things that we should take the time to realize is that Sega has taken the time to create the next entry in the series. Now, they did this with Sonic Forces. What they were actually doing was creating the Hedgehog Engine 2, the most semi-realistic lighting engine that I think that we've had in the series, because we were working on Hedgehog Engine 1, which I think was more gameplay and physics based. I think that was just like the standard boost gameplay engine, and then Hedgehog Engine 2 was for lighting. I don't know how exactly that works. That was pretty much the reason why Forces was a bit more forced. The most interesting thing about Sonic 2022 is that it's supposed to be our next Sonic 06, right? In terms of the vision, there's going to be a brand new Sonic playstyle. When you hear that, you're like, okay, a brand new Sonic playstyle. Does that mean it's going to feel completely new, like the way that Boost did compared to Adventure? Or is it going to be some sort of combination of like previous Sonic playstyles, like something like Lost World, where although parkour and a running button was sort of new and different, you know, it still felt somewhat close to Adventure because they bring back the bounce. Oh yeah, and also bring back a somersault, not like you needed it. The reason why I think a brand new Sonic playstyle is sort of going to be the selling point is because I think that they're going to focus on making something that is like a AAA quality game. And when I say AAA quality, I mean stuff like Nier Automata, you know, God of War, you know, The Division, you know, games that just like have that extremely impressive presentation, you know, and it's like, wow, they put a lot of time into making this look good. Think about a AAA game. Like I'm putting Nier Automata, right, as an example here. Although I haven't played it, I watched my friend play it, and it's a pretty impressive game. Or even if you've played any of the Darksiders games, like Darksiders 2 or 3, I think those are really good examples as well, where you have this open world and you have some main areas, but like everything is connected to each other, and it's sort of your job from travel to one point to the other. And there's things like fast travel where if you go to this area, you can unlock this ability, and that helps you unlock this other area. And if you go to this area, you can unlock this ability, which helps you unlock this other area. Sort of like a Mega Man approach, but also like Metroid Prime, where certain areas have certain abilities. Like there is a sort of like direction that you need to go because you have to unlock certain abilities to get to those newer areas. So that's what sort of like gatekeeps like each section of the game, where AAA games try to sort of like change up their own gameplay. And I think having a variation between where there's a lot of combat and where you platform and where there's puzzles, I think that's going to be like a balance that they try to do. And because again, it's a AAA game, I think there's going to be RPG level up and growth elements, hopefully, upgrades to your abilities, or your base abilities, like something like if the boost were to come in, so like you could upgrade your speed and just like Unleashed. I think this is going to be an open world with like 7 to 8 main environments that are all organically connected, which means you can travel between all of them by foot because you're Sonic the Hedgehog, you're going to run everywhere. And there's going to be lots of hidden spots in between to find like collectibles and all types of goodies. All types of rare items. As I said, is going to be RPG elements, right? So maybe items, healing items, stuff like that. I don't know, maybe ring boxes are like the way that you heal yourself or something like that. And maybe rings are also the currency. Maybe you can find things like all types of shields, like ice, fire, and electric shields for more platforming. I know Sonic Lost World 3DS did a lot of stuff like that. You could probably have something like Tails' plane be like a form of fast travel, so Tails could pick you up anywhere and leave you at any of the main hubs, or probably maybe even anywhere on the map if we're lucky enough. Hopefully a Chao Garden, because if it's going to be like an open world game where you collect a lot of items, it's going to be really disappointing if somehow a Chao Garden doesn't make it in there, because I feel like that would be the best sort of use of all these tools that you can give Sonic, or you can tell that they've been teasing us with the Chao stuff, because if you look at the icons in Sonic Colors Ultimate, there's like Hero and Dark Chao as like icons in Sonic Colors Ultimate. Like, really? You know, they've been teasing us adventure fans for a really long time. They've been building up to something. And Sonic Forces, like, they've almost touched the surface of what adventure used to be. Having multiple playable characters in your story, having a shadow-based side story, you could say, or shadow-based prequel to the story that's like all about Team Dark. I feel like that was very interesting. It also set up the origin story for Infinite. It was a very interesting use of the characters in episode Shadow. They were sort of trying to get us adventure fans to like be like, ooh, we can finally play Shadow again. You know, like we haven't been able to play a Shadow since like Rivals 2 06. You know, they've been playing us adventure fans. You know, they asked us if we wanted Chao in the next Sonic game, and then they put Chao in Team Sonic Racing, you know, as a playable character. Like, no, that's not what we meant. That's not what we meant. All right, you know damn well what we mean. All right, and you better put it in the next Sonic game. And online multiplayer, obviously, because you're going to be raising these things and you're going to want to compete with them. We're in 2021, or it's going to be 2022. We're going to be in 2022. Just make it online multiplayer. The thing's all automated anyway, you know, for the most part. It's like the Chao is its own AI that does its own shit. It shouldn't be like resource heavy on the game or on the console that you're playing on to do stuff with Chao online, you know, especially stuff like Chao Karate or even a new Chao mode, hopefully. And there's going to be maybe like tournament modes, all types of stuff that we can probably try to figure out. We can even make like some competitive Chao events, you know. So I do think Wisp will continue to be in the game. I don't know if there'll be like some rare items or some rare sort of power-ups, or if they're actually going to be relevant to the way that he platforms. But I don't think it's going to be Wisps the way that we've seen them before. Like, if Wisps are going to be in Sonic 2022, then it's going to be in a new way. You know, we might have like Wisp-based Chaos, you know, and maybe Chaos come with you as you're traveling to help you in all types of different ways, maybe. New villain, definitely, and new Sonic abilities. We saw the whole digital thing that was in the teaser trailer. Pretty sure that's a new ability. I think that's going to be the new form of the boost, if you're asking me, because it looks a lot more tight. I mean, it's not gameplay, but it looks a lot more like that's what Sonic's doing now. You know, instead of boosting at the speed of sound, breaking the sound barrier and making the music all muffled, now it's like he has this digital effect where maybe he's emulating the speed of light. Maybe he's, you know, it's like there's no real way to tell what they were referencing with the teaser trailer, but I think there is a lot of interesting ways that we can interpret it. One of it is that like Sonic just has some fucking cool ass new ability, and we're gonna figure out what it is pretty soon. At this point, I think this would be like a Sonic only game, right? Like there's no way that they would make this game and be like, okay, well here's 10 other characters, right? It's not gonna be like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot where it's like, okay, well, you know, your playable character is so simple that we gave you like 8 of them, you know, and we also gave you some AI companions to help you out during fights because, you know, you might just need it. For the data mine of the game being called Sonic Rangers makes it sound like a game based around teamwork, right? Like you wouldn't say Rangers with an S unless there was like multiple people trying to work towards the story. The other characters aren't going to be playable, but they are going to be like AI teammates that help you out in certain situations or in certain sections of the game. I think that's going to be what happens. Unleashed also had characters in the overworld as well. I don't know if they gave you side missions, but characters were in the overworld. So most Sonic games, including Sonic Unleashed, surprisingly, like I looked this up and I was like, really? Wow, that's crazy. Sonic Unleashed is like a 4-hour game if you know what you're doing. Sonic 2022 is going to be like I'm hoping it's going to be like a 10 to 20 hour game, right? I'm hoping it's going to have a lot of replayability. Places to grind, side missions, side characters, gonna be a Chao Garden, hopefully. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to collect, and I feel like a lot of hidden collectibles, you know, there's gonna be maybe even Chaos Emeralds, maybe you have to unlock the secret ending. Maybe there's some way to unlock all the Chaos Emeralds and, you know, secret stages hidden within the world and you have to find them. I don't know how easy they will make those hidden stages to find, but hopefully it's not too difficult, right? You know, you don't want to gatekeep too many people from experience to finish to your game, the ending to your game, you know? The Sonic community has been waiting for something that has been like convincingly good, you know? Because we argue about the semantics of a lot of different Sonic games, and you know, to see is like, okay, well, is this one really good, or is it like mid, or was Sonic ever good? You know, like we need something convincing, and those are the shoes that Sonic 2022 has to fill. Or what I forgot to point out, which is why I'm recording this, is also that Sonic's going to have a new TV show and a new movie coming out in 2022 next year, and not only will the game have to live up to the expectations from the community, but also, as people like Super Speed Sonic has mentioned, the game's gonna have to live up to the movie. It's gonna have to live up to the movie, unlike Sonic Colors Ultimate didn't really do, and it's gonna have to live up to the quality of potentially of the TV show as well. Because if the TV show is good and the movie's gonna be some sauce, you know, the game has to live up to both of those standards as well. And I think this is sort of why they're aiming for something bigger now, because Sonic has always been multimedia, but it's never been in a mainstream way. You know, comic books aren't really that mainstream. They're more niche. They're more for the people who are already fans. The shows that Sonic, like the last show that Sonic has had, the last serious show Sonic has had was Sonic X, and that hasn't been around for like 2004, 2005, like 17, 18 years. So this is like probably gonna be the first semi-serious Sonic show we've gotten in a while. And the sequel to the well-respected movie, it was a pretty fun time. And now it's like it's gonna have to live up to the expectations and the standards that both of these things are setting down for it. And is it really going to do that? We don't know. But I think that's why they're aiming so high, you know, with these Breath of the Wild style gameplay leaks and all this and that. I think that's why they're aiming so high. Now the game is being leaked to be called Sonic Frontiers, and it's still lining up to be the Breath of the Wild style experience that we've been hearing about. We're also hearing about DLC. Might not be the worst idea as long as they handle it well. Like, DLC in Sonic games have been so minimal, because I think there's a good and a bad side to DLC, and I think the good side of it is that it can expand the game, the content of the game, for months or even years after the game initially comes out. So now, instead of only having a static game that comes out and then it's like that for its entire time, it's like having DLC that can add stuff to the game is something that I think most people would want, especially if it was free. No one would argue with free DLC, right? Now, it's not going to be free because, you know, Sega needs money. They've been trying to market Sonic in TV shows and movies for all this time, so they're definitely not going to take it for free. Getting them into the practice of like improving their Sonic games, I'd pay a little to sort of support that mindset from Sega, instead of always just having them release the game and then just that being it, which I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the integrity of having the full game out when it first comes out, but we are in a new age now where DLC is also very strong and very important into improving a gaming experience. So it's not a bad idea to at least give it a shot. But I gotta get going because I gotta record the Sonic Colors Ultimate review, and I gotta get that started. And then SMT5 is coming out pretty soon, so you know, we gotta get excited for that. I gotta get worked up for that shit too. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.